All Things Motoring International is owned and brought to you by SA's most trusted online vehicle platform, CHANGECARS. Our name says it all. Whether you're looking to sell, need advice, need finance, or need insurance, CHANGECARS has you covered. In this week's episode of All Things Motoring, Mike attends the Binder brothers meet and greet, and Ernest ends his championship season with Cape Hell drivers at Killarney. This is a show that will have you lapping your living room.
I find myself at an event that I've never competed in before, a stock car race. And this stock car race over here, hosted by CHD Cape Hell drivers, is one of the biggest in Cape Town on the regional circuit. So what's it like to race stock cars? Let's chat to some of the racers and find out if this is something you and me should try. I'm standing here with Andre, second name Ernest. I'm already a fan. 2.1s, what's that about and why should someone come race 2.1s?
Well, look, 2.1s is, it's a 2-liter motor. And just recently the class has gone open to 16 valves. So, Opel 16 valves is now the big motors that everyone is going for. The power compared to what you saw the 1660 is chalk and cheese.
So, speaking of power, you've obviously got enough of it. This wing, do you need a wing that big?
Listen here, with the power that it pushes, it needs, eh?
Is it?
Yeah.
I've heard it makes a difference here.
Yeah, big difference. I had a smaller wing on here, and this is one of the wings that, most wanted manufacturers.
Kosi Vaz on the guys. Yes. Shout out Kosi.
Yeah, big ups. But yeah, you can feel the difference between this one and the one that I had on.
They've tested it in competition. Obviously, they've got, because there's all these little tiny tweaks on here.
Yeah, the height and the angle of the wing. And
specifically for the circuit.
For the oval track.
So your car is set up for this oval here?
For this oval here, yes.
And nobody told me oval racing is this much fun.
Yeah, no. Once you're there, you're hooked, eh?
I had no idea.
Yeah, no. I'm telling you, it is... I know for years, as a kid, sitting on the stands watching it. But once you're in the car, it's a total different ball game.
Well, Andre, let's get into our cars. Good luck for the day.
Yeah, thanks.
Cheers. I'll be watching. Lekker.
Thanks, man.
Stock car racing has been around for a long time, and the history of stock car racing is fascinating. And to hear more about that, there's only one voice that happens to be in the sky that'll give us all that info. Over to you.
Stock car racing is the product of post-war events in the United States, when hotted-up pre-war road cars were raced, first on short road strips and then on the short dirt tracks of the West Coast, and on the famous beach at Daytona in Florida. One of stock cars' most fascinating stories is that of moonshine runners. Moonshiners were drivers who illegally transported alcohol during the American Prohibition, using modified cars that could outrun the police. Some of these vehicles would then end up on the start line of a local stock car race. In South Africa, stock car racing started in Pretoria, around the same time as in England, and in 1954, Pretoria Speedway Association entered into a rental agreement with the Pretoria Town Council. Stock car racers and enthusiasts consumed and took stylistic cues from rock and roll music and American films. And today, the culture lives on in NASCAR racing and oval racing all over the world, including Cape Town. The Cape Hell Drivers Club was formed in the late 1960s and was launched at the famous Goodwood Showgrounds in 1964, a place fondly remembered by many local car enthusiasts. Coming up after the break, Mike attends the Binder brothers meet and greet.
I'm super excited. It was really tough. It was fun. I enjoyed it. It was definitely a different ball game, but I had a blast, so thank you.
Are you looking to sell? Visit Change Cars and click on the Selling tab.
The pinnacle of motorsport, is it Formula One or is it MotoGP? Very easy to answer. Do you prefer 4 wheels or do you prefer 2? Today it's all about 2 wheels. Where are we? We're at Foss KTM in Alberton, and guess why? Because there's a Foss KTM rider and his brother behind us. Guys, think about this. We are witnessing the Binder brothers in South Africa. Something that stands out for me more than anything. Before we talk about their achievements, it's all about their demeanor. You got a line of fans here as long as a Grand Prix circuit. Why? Because they want to come and see 2 heroes. Guess who's going to get to interview one of those 2 heroes? Brad, it will be an absolute privilege and a pleasure to bring you to the fans that love you, to the fans that support you, and to the fans that admire you. I've got to go, guys. These guys are fast. Got to be fast too. With over 100 episodes, we've visited some amazing places and spoken to some incredible people, but no one like Brad Binder, the MotoGP legend. Brad, it's December holidays. You've chosen South Africa to come and spend time with the fans. Thank you. What is a day like today about for you?
Well, you know, we don't get too much time at home anymore, unfortunately, and it's always cool to come see the fans, come see all the people that support us throughout the year. So, yeah, thanks to Sean and Fashion Industries for putting us on for us today. And yeah, it's always good to be able to see everybody and hang out a little bit.
For followers of MotoGP and fans of Brad, I think there's one thing in particular that stands out. It's the man's demeanor. You are ultra successful, dashingly handsome, and yet you're always bubbly, outgoing, and time for the fans. How important is it to mingle with the fans?
Well, Bud, you know, at the end of the day, without the fans, there's motorsports is nothing. So I always feel like it's super important to try and come and see them, meet them every now and then, and yeah, a day like today works perfectly for that.
But it's very clear that you still resonate with the fans now. We have to talk about walking on water or riding on water. In 2020, your debut season, you won a race in at Brno Czech Grand Prix, but the second victory for me was what was stand out. There's not a South African that doesn't remember that race. 5 laps to go, it starts raining. When it starts raining, what do? You head to the pits and you put on 4 sets of tires that are wet, but you decided to stay out on slicks. How?
Oh, they're all coming in. Apart from Binder. Binder's gone for it. Binder is the only one that's going to stay out on circuit. These are all changing tyres. There are 4 laps remaining. Mark has a good look around his shoulder. Wow, what a show the Austrian fans have got here. And Brad Binder crosses the line leading from Alicia Spargaro. They're now in second place.
Well, honestly, it was a great day for me. Got a little bit lucky. Luck was on my side. Took a gamble and it worked out. So always nice when that happens, but it could have very easily been the opposite.
Of course, but like in those conditions, you've got a throttle that is rapid, you've got brakes that bite. How do you actually keep it on the track in those conditions?
Right, literally you just idle. Like you barely do anything. You put in as less force as possible, and it's the only way to bring it on.
So you're approaching your 30th birthday. Where you are now in your career, is it fair to say that you are hitting your peak?
Well, I feel like I still have a lot more to offer, so I hope there's a lot more on the table still, so I hope I can look back and say I was right.
So when Brad said he has a lot more to offer, I'm going to make a prediction. 25, 26 or 27, we've just interviewed MotoGP champion Brad Binder. Brad, the opportunity to chat to you has been amazing.
Thank you guys. Cheers.
Put your hands together, people. Brad Darryn Binder.
So
So first of all, hello everyone, thank you for coming out. It's so good to see what support we have here in South Africa. So yeah, I had probably one of the hardest seasons I've had in my whole career, really. Yeah, the beginning was just an absolute shocker. I really struggled in the beginning. Obviously, my team changed to WP suspension. We this year changed from Dunlop to Pirelli. The second half of the season, things improved a little bit. I managed to get some semi-decent results, but I'm just glad that I've landed on my feet again for next year. Got another ride in Moto2, and I think now, hopefully, we can try and put something together and do a little bit better. You know, at the end of the day, it's become a job now. It's not just for fun anymore. So when the helmet goes on and you get out on track, it's every man for himself. So you got to go out there, give your absolute best. And I mean, if you're not the one pulling a hard move on someone, someone's going to do it to you. So I always try and be the one to do it. I don't want it to be done to me. But yeah, when you go out there on track, you just got to give your all at every minute. And if you keep doing that, normally things come right.
All right, now Brad, I was over to you for a moment. So our top KTM International MotoGP star, tell us how your season went, tell us where you enjoyed it, tell us where you were disappointed, give us a little insight there.
Firstly, how's it everybody? Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming out. It's so good to see all the support we have, and yeah, it's so cool to have you all here today. My season, geez, in general, I would say it was pretty decent. I finished top 5 in the championship, which I'm happy with, considering all things. Really had to take it one race at a time. I fell off more this year than I have my entire life. So, yeah, happy to have this off season now to try and come back to normal. But it's pretty much just trying to build up for next season now, get everything ready to go, and try and have a strong season.
Darren, back to you, boy. So next year, I mean, this year, as you said, a lot came right. Are you feeling confident for next year? Have you got some aspirations? Are there changes you can make? I mean, tell us where you're going next year.
Yeah, so I'm really excited for next year. Obviously, going into Gresini is, they showed what they could do this year. They finished 3rd in the World Championship. So, yeah, I'm really, really excited to get out there and get working with them. I mean, I feel like when I got things right this year, I was close enough to the sharp end, and I feel like if I can just fine-tune things, we can be there every weekend. So these guys believe in me, they've given me the opportunity. So if we just get our heads down in the beginning, work hard, I don't see why we can't be up front every weekend.
Well, you've got our support, that's for sure.
Thank you.
Brad, back to you. Obviously, starting this year, Costa was a name on everyone's lips. He was a swear word for most of us.
The kid's bloody fast, eh? Like, honestly, I can't fault him. He's extremely good at what he does. Luckily for me, he fell off quite a bit, so but didn't we all? So yeah, for sure, he's a super talented kid, and yeah, for sure, he'll do really well in the future.
While we got you, let's have your highlights. What are you looking forward to next year? Obviously, you've got a baby girl on the way.
Well, I mean, for sure, it's super exciting to be having a kid next year. Baby's due in April. But luckily, I have a wife that's, I know she's going to be a super mom, so I just need to be present, I hope. And yeah, when I'm at home, she can do the nappies, and when I'm at the track, Bjorn can take care of it. So.
Okay, Darren, back to you, boy. So you mentioned the new team. Give us some insight to the back of that. Does a lot of your service crew come along with you? Do you work with a set team that will follow you? Or is this now completely fresh? Or are you starting from scratch?
So basically what happened is Gonzalez moved into my team and I moved into his. So my crew stayed with my team and I'm moving to his crew. So I'm really excited for that. I've been with my team for 2 years. We've had our ups and downs, plenty knocking of heads. So I think a fresh start could do me well. So I'm really excited to move in there. I've obviously met the crew and that at the end of the season, got to know them a little bit, just walking around the paddock and that. But I'm really excited for a fresh start, and hopefully that's, I think, what we need.
They say all good things come to an end. The Binder brothers are youngsters. They're both in their 20s. They're in their prime, but I do believe the best years are ahead of them. What has today been about? Guys, I wish you could see what we've seen. The amount of fans, the organization, exceptional. To bring the brothers over in December to spend their holiday in South Africa, these guys can choose between Europe, America, Australia, you name it. They've chosen South Africa. Who do we have to thank? The brothers, of course, Smashton for bringing them out, and KTM. We at FOSS KTM in the Alberton, guys, the show you've put on today, on behalf of All Things Motoring, our followers, and South Africa at large, thank you, and thank you again.
Coming up after the break, Ernest competes in the Cape Hell Drivers event at Killarney. Did you know? Brad Binder is a South African MotoGP racer. He is most known for winning the 2016 Moto3 World Championship title. He began his motorsport career in go-karting in 2003. In 2005, he switched to two wheels and went on to win several titles in the 50cc, 125cc, and 150cc categories. Brad made his MotoGP debut with Red Bull Racing Factory Racing Team in the 2020 season, winning his first MotoGP race at the third round of the season in Brno. This was also the first race win for the Red Bull KTM Factory Racing Team in the Premier class. Brad has become one of the most entertaining riders to watch come race day, often making more passes than anyone else on the grid. His consistent race pace means he's always a contender on Sunday, but it also reveals a problem for both him and KTM. They are not able to get the bike hooked up for qualifying. With the lineup for 2025 looking strong for KTM with Brad Binder and Pedro Acosta, all fans are hoping it's a strong season for the South African, and we at All Things Motoring hope Brad continues to shine bright. Looking for finance and insurance? Visit CHANGECARS and click on the Financial Products tab.
In a world where there are mostly men competing, few stand out. Actually, I'm joking, Daniela. There's a lot of women here. Eh?
There's a lot. A lot of upcoming women.
It is something, as someone that's not involved in stock cars, that surprised me that there are a lot of women competing in stock cars. Why do you think that is?
I think we're giving the men a run for their money. When I first started in 2015, there were very minimum goals. My friend and I, Kayla, that's over that side, we were basically the only two women in the stock car group, and then it started evolving after that. So it's actually great to see that there's so many more.
Yeah, it is. So your dad's here, you've got all the guys involved here, you've got your engineer here, your team. The community that you've built here seems to be quite special. What's that been like?
We're building and we're growing over the years. We literally started from a Mini. That's what I started in, and they pushed me up to 2.1, so 2 liters, what you drive in, 8 valves. I won 3 titles in a row, SA1 titles. We were going for the 4th one, and then COVID happened, and then it resumed in 2022. We went up, everything was good, and I got COVID.
Oh, no. You don't have it anymore,
no,
right?
I would have made legacy because I would have been the first woman to hold it 4 times in a row, so.
But it's still early days. You seem to be wanting to do this for a long time. You've even gone up as high as Hot Rods are here.
100%. So Hot Rods is the next lead in the stock rod community. It's the league to be in. The cars are very quick. You don't see them here, but in Joburg you see them.
So what's next for you?
No, this is my next. We just started this.
Oh, okay. So I walked in here, you just started this.
So this
you look like you know what you're doing. You've been doing this for years.
So this is the second time I'm racing with a hot rod, with the slicks and the new engine. So we've still got a lot to learn. We don't really know rotary motors. We've been... Yes, it's rotary. We used to have the 2-liter Opel 8-valve. We had a Super Boss. So this is still new grounds for us. So
thanks so much for your time and good luck with the racing.
Thank you so much.
I'm standing here with Ollie, who's got a background in karting, your dad's champion in GTI Challenge and race tin tops, etc., etc. Now, I know why I'm here. I'm starting to realize why I'm here, but why are you here?
I'm here basically because definitely of my dad. When he was small, he used to ride and stuff, and he got us into it since we were like 9 or 10 years old, driving go-karts there. But, you know, the money is a big thing. It gets very expensive, especially with me and my brother. My brother isn't here today, but, you know, it gets very expensive. So we're here for now, and then hopefully eventually go to Challenge, you know, where my dad was from, you know.
Yeah. Well, I gotta say, you can practice the corners here over and over, and your rotation, and you can practice certain things quickly here.
It's very technical. There's no room for mistakes. I mean, if you make one little mistake, you know, you lose out on a lot. So yeah, but otherwise it's similar to go-karts. You can't really make a lot of mistakes, but yeah.
So Ollie, let's talk about the elephant, the upside-down elephant in the room.
Oh yeah.
The car rolled earlier on.
Yeah.
Fine, that's done now. But you're gonna go out again. This is something Brett Roach, your dad, would have done back in the day. He was a madman. But you're gonna go out again.
Yeah, hopefully everything can get fixed. They're trying their best here, but yeah, it was quite a big one.
Well, the fact that you're willing to go out again, much respect.
Thank you very much.
Good luck with the rest of the day.
Thank you very much. You too.
Yeah,
Thanks. Cheers.
And so our stock car race day is almost done. We're heading into the night now and about to go into the finals. So let's see how that goes. But this is how you get into stock cars. Come join the guys at the local track. Come watch the racing. There's so many different levels to plug in, and depending on how deep your pockets are, you could race anything from a mini to a stock rod to the national hot rods where the big boys play. Either way, you're gonna have fun. And so, as I end this segment, my time in the Caltron Supercars, or Formula SCs as they're now known, comes to an end. I've really enjoyed driving these cars, but now it's somebody else's turn. I wonder what I'll be racing next season.
Here is the screen top tip of the week. Pillowcase wipe. Use an old pillowcase to dust your dashboard. It's soft, lint-free, and perfect for cleaning all those nooks and crannies. Before you buy a second-hand car, screen it. It's what smart people do. Coming up next week on All Things Motoring, we attend the VW Golf Heritage Bash in Benoni. And Ernest is back with another retro review. This show is full of history and heritage.
Where are we? We're at an All Things Motoring Festival so that the Binder brothers can come and meet the hosts of All Things Motoring. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Ernest, you better not edit that.
Nian, please.
He and fans of Brad. I think there's one thing for me, besides even...
We had some good races, we had a lot of ones, but
2016 MotoGP 3 champion, beating...
Hey, was that so difficult?
That wasn't too bad.
They say all good things come to an end. Not today. We're not even half... Wait, one second.
Do you need any motoring advice? From where or what to buy? And where to sell? Visit the All Things Motoring International website and click the Advice tab to ask Mikey. All Things Motoring International was brought to you by SA's most trusted online vehicle platform, CHANGECARS. Our name says it all. There is no safer online vehicle platform. That's not an opinion, that's a fact.